welcome to this episode of CJ Discusses, where we're going to talk about last night's episode of Big Brother. So, coming off Mackenzie's head of household, things are getting pretty real in the house. There's only one shield left in the house, and that's really Cam. Cam has done nothing to prove himself so far in this game. He hasn't won any head of households. I think he's won one power of veto. He's supposed to be this athletic beast, and he hasn't done anything. He has no resume to speak of, so if I were everybody in the house, I would want to keep him around as kind of your shield or the GOAT, and try to get rid of everybody else. Take Cam as your number two or your number one for the final two, and then roll the dice from there. I think that the people that are going to be judging will definitely pick anybody at this point over Cam. As we get into the head of household, everything's on the line. If they don't get the win, they only have the power of veto comp to stay in the game. Whoever wins the power of veto will have all the power in the house this week. Mackenzie's stressing pretty hard because she can't compete in the head of household and is saying that it's really 3 versus 1 with her, Chelsea, and Rabina against Cam. So she's really starting to turn the tables on Cam, who's kind of been one of her people this entire game. But she's seeing him as a threat. I don't know why. I don't know why she would rather take Chelsea with her to, a final two instead of Cam. But that's what she's seeing right now. Honestly, again, I don't believe that, Cam has any shot of winning this head of household. Chelsea is focused on her, Mackenzie, and Cam getting to the final three. That's kind of been the three all along, ever since the days of the Fab Five. So, that's where her head's at right now. But Cam is also starting to turn on Mackenzie, and he wants her out of the game, which is smart because she's been pretty powerful this entire game. She's won a couple heads of household. She's won a couple powers veto. So, if she can, as long as she's still there, she's in the race and she has that chance to go ahead and win. The only real one odd person out, though, is Rabina. Rabina doesn't have any friends in this house, and honestly, she's thinking that she's going to be put up on the block this week, and that this is going to be it for her. As we go into the head household, it's relatively easy hidden word puzzle. You have basically 3 screens with a bunch of gibberish on it, and somewhere in there is a 2-word phrase that they need to find, and then select the right panel. This is relatively pretty simple, but as we see, Cam just can't seem to get. Alright, Rabina wins the first round and Cam wins the second round. Rabina goes back in and wins the third round and is looking like she's going to kill this game. Cam does his Cam thing on the fourth round and knows the right answer but hits the wrong button. He always seems to find a way to sabotage himself. I don't know if it's the power that or the stress that gets to him or if he's doing it on purpose. I really don't know. But that gives a win to Chelsea, who then starts battling back. Chelsea takes the 5th round to tie everything up with Rabina. Chelsea then takes the 6th round to go ahead and pull ahead. Cam wins the 7th round and secures the win for Chelsea. So with him winning that round, if he would have selected the right answer, he really would have been tied for Chelsea, and they would have had to go to a tiebreaker round, which would have given him a chance to get the head of household. But again, with Cam doing Cam things, he goes ahead and secures that win for Chelsea. Chelsea has Cam in her head as a nominee, and I think she's thinking of him possibly as a pawn, and she's leaning towards Mackenzie. She goes ahead and talks to Mackenzie and Rabina to see if either one of them would nominate themselves to go up on the block, and Mackenzie kind of thinks that she's going to be the pawn and go ahead and says, no problem, I don't think in her heart, she doesn't feel like she's going to get voted out and decides that she's the best option to go up there. Because she can also has a good chance of getting the power of veto. So with that, Chelsea goes ahead and puts them both Cam and Mackenzie up on the block. My issue with putting them both up on the block is you take the chance of losing one of them. She thinks that both of them will take her, pick them in the final 3 and then take them to the final 2. So if she loses Cam or Mackenzie, then that goes ahead and knocks her chances down because Rabina has been known to win some of these competitions and has, as long as she's still in the game, she has a chance. So I would really just put Rabina up there and make the vote super easy as long as they win the power of veto. But that's not the route she decides to go because Chelsea doesn't really want to get the blood on her hands either. So now that she's got Cam and Mackenzie up on the block, the only way to save one of them is for one of them to go ahead and win the power of veto. Whether it's Chelsea who doesn't want to win it, or Cam and Mackenzie. And really, of those 3, Mackenzie has the best shot of go ahead and winning that power of veto. Okay, so like I said, Chelsea ends up nominating Mackenzie and Cam, and Rabina can't believe what she's seeing. She can't believe that she's made it out of this alive. Chelsea states that it's really easy that the winner of the POV will control everyone's fate, since that is going to be the only person that will be able to vote. So no matter who wins that, that's the decider. That person is going to pick whoever is going to stay in this game for this week. It's actually a genius move by Chelsea, only if though Mackenzie or Cam wins, and there is a 75% chance of that happening between, the three of them, Chelsea, Mackenzie, and Cam going into this veto comp, really against Rabina. So hopefully the odds are in their favor, and they can go ahead and pull that out. The Power of Veto comp is really a trivia game where they get a picture, and then they have to figure out what day that they were in the house that picture is from. So hopefully they were really paying attention and writing that down and studying it, because I can't even remember what happened yesterday, let alone what happened 70 plus days ago. But here we are, and this is what they're doing. So they go ahead and they get going. Surprisingly, Cam starts off pretty hot, and he's doing pretty well, and is the only one without a strike going in around 6. Both Mackenzie and Chelsea both have 2 strikes, and Rabina has 1 going in round 6. Rabina then gets her second strike in round 6, and Cam gets his first strike in round 7. Rabina gets her third strike in round 8 and is the first one eliminated. So that takes some of the pressure off. Now just one of these 3 has to win the Power of Veto. As long as it's not Chelsea, and she flat out says as long as it's not going to be me, I'm going to have one of them win it and get their hands dirty and make the decision. Rabina's hoping that Chelsea wins and keeps the nominations the same, but Chelsea reveals that now that she's out, she could throw this next round so Cam and Mackenzie can win, just like I said. Chelsea goes out in round 9, and it is between Cam with 1 strike and Mackenzie with 2. Mackenzie wins round 10, which gives Cam his second strike, and now it's all evened up going into the 11th round, which is going to decide it on who's going to go ahead and get that Power of Veto. At this point, Big Brother leaves us on a cliffhanger, right? So Cam and Mackenzie are going at it. Whoever wins this round is going to go ahead and get that Power of Veto, and then they're going to vote out either Rabina or the other person. And honestly, at this point, I think it's going to be whoever that other person is. I'd be really shocked if Rabina goes out. But, stranger things have been known to happen. I really do think, though, if Mackenzie wins, that she should keep Cam around, because, again, he's a great shield for her, and I think it's just an easier path to get to the money at the end of all this. But we'll have to wait and see what happens on Thursday night this week. I'm not going to do any spoilers and go into the live feeds and see what happened. I'll be surprised with everybody else on Thursday night. See you then.